Hello, everybody. Welcome. I was a psych investigator. Hello, huh? Everybody, welcome. I was a psych investigator. So, guys, today is Saturday night. Dun, 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 dun. Sorry, over the Saturday night. Was that a song with John Travolta? So it's almost 8 o'clock. I just want to do a quick video about No King's Day. So I had intended not to go, and I didn't. Technically, I didn't really go because I left my house really late. And somebody very kindly invited me. I have not replied to her. Thank you, uh, for the person who wrote to me because honestly, guys, I think I worried a little bit because of, I don't know if I want to go visit, my family or whatever. So I didn't go. And also the energy and stuff like that, right? So then I started, I did some crystal meditations. I do that. I use specific crystals for different things, and and it was so amazing. There was this one crystal I used that was like clearing the energy and clearing for what's coming for us. And it was really a powerful experience. And then I started to feel like the energy is shifting. And it was such a nice day. And I had, I was like, oh, I'm going to go to this grocery store. And then before I go, I'm going to walk around. And I did. And there was a lot of people on the street, as you saw probably. But the vibes, this is what I have to say. The vibes were incredible. And as I was walking, I got several impressions, psychic impressions that were wonderful. So the first one I got is I was walking and I got, we won. I mean, I know we won because Kamala won, right? We know that. But it wasn't about that. It was about the fact that this protest meant that we won, that they cannot stop us. Okay. And the energy was of so much unity, as if it's, they've been trying to separate us. They've been trying to use division to put one against the other. But this today, it didn't work. It showed that we're united to defend the democracy. And I think so. So this was the first part. And then the second part, as I was walking, I also heard they lost, right? Meaning they know that there's no way they're going to be able to force us to do something. And I distinctly believe that the military has said something to Trump. Now, yesterday I had done the video about the idea of doing the military tests. And some interesting things happened. One was that I got a few comments, and this a few comments that were strange. And they were from people that don't comment or they had never commented before, and they were all like, "Oh, there was a mistake. This was not really true. The Midas touch made a mistake." And I know, like, this was coordinated. This is not organic. It's like people want that information to go away. Okay, so the information about what Trump had planned to go away, and that was a leak to Midas Touch. And it's interesting because if they had leaked, imagine if they had leaked to like some kind of like I don't know, New York Times or something. First, it would take a while to publish, and then they would, you know what I mean? Like it's I don't know. It just seems very like it was deliberate. It was deliberately leak, a deliberate leak. Okay, so. So that's part one. But the fact that I got these comments, and there was people I know they're shady because they said I use Grok, for example. One of them said Grok is Elon Musk's bot company, and and anybody who has ever watched this channel knows that I would not take it seriously, and I didn't. I told the person that they were going to be blocked if they posted that because and also using some sort of Elon Musk vehicle to say that to to assume that something related to Elon Musk is truthful is also uh, not okay with me. Okay. But anyway, so that was that. That was interesting. And then today we got this, and then when I got the message, they lost. They lost because they cannot attack the American people in the way they wanted. And I think they got yesterday or whatever the no the day a couple days, but whenever that was it was because it was reported in a lot of the newspapers. Gavin Newsom had talked about it, how they pushed back on the Trump really wanted to do those things I talked about, but it came out and it was stopped, right? And then there's these people coming here that, oh, it's not really true, okay? Mm. To manage the information, right? And then I saw that right, I had seen yesterday that the military would tell him something, and I think something was told. I don't know how, how close we are to, him leaving, but it's a it means so what I saw as I was walking, like I said, I got that they've lost. It's only a matter of time for them to get out. Like, how are they gonna out? The next question for them is how do they get out, right? Because they can't control the population. They can't make us do what they want. So where are does it make sense? If this to me, this protest was really dividing waters because it's just something really, really shifted. And of course, we know that all they do is create lies, and they cannot lie. They cannot convince us to believe their bullshit because we don't. And this is the larger majority of the population, and he was not a democratically elected. We know that, right? Um, so, so that's that. Okay. So, okay. So now I want to know. So how after this, what happens next to the White House? What happens? What's going on with them? Because what are they going to do? They continue? What the hell? Oh, and I kept seeing Trump being like, oh, having like a kind of like a breakdown of some sort because he didn't succeed in changing the conversation. Okay. So he didn't, that's right. So what happens next as a result of the protest? Let me see, they make the sign like that. They can't go forward. Why can't? Because they can't fulfill their plan of doing this kind of the more violent stage that they've had planned to be truly like the Nazis, right? It didn't work. So that's interesting. All right, now, so what happens next? Just okay, he was like having a and then I see him kind of like collapsing, falling asleep. See, it tells me how his heart is failing, Rosie. His heart is failing. And so now, next question. What about now? I was going to ask this towards the end, but since it's coming up now, let me just ask right away. What is up with that story that I posted? Let's see if I can find it. The story I posted about Trump getting a hip replacement. It sounded strange to me, to be honest, right? So let's see. Radar. Okay, so exclusive Donald Trump, health shock, president riddled with arthritis and knee condition that could see him head for double hip replacement surgery. A 79-year-old president is also showing worrying signs of cognitive decline. Behind the scenes, recent footage of Trump dragging his right leg, struggling to exit a golf cart at his Mar-a-Lago resort in Palm Beach, Florida, has now sparked a new wave of speculation about his health. Wow, he looks really bad on this photo, by the way. Medical experts tell us his unsteady gait and stiff movements may point to worsening arthritis and possible hip deterioration. Mild whispers inside his inner circle suggest the problems may extend far beyond his joints. A source close to Trump said he's dealing with more pain than he admits publicly. His hips and knees have been bothering him for a while, and he's trying to keep it under wraps. People close to him have heard doctors suggest he might need surgery, maybe on even on both on maybe even on both hips to stay mobile. The insider added he absolutely hates appearing vulnerable, particularly in public. But it's clear he's not moving like he used to. He steadies himself more often now and takes his time walking. Concerns first flared after a video posted earlier this year showed Trump dragging one foot and appearing unsteady as he got out of his golf carts. One scientist and rehabilitation specialist told us Trump appears to exhibit a knock-knee condition, formerly known as bilateral knee valgus, a misalignment that can cause joint strain and chronic pain, which will only get worse as he ages. So I'm going to stop right away because I got information. So it's really interesting because I got that it's not, this is all a lie, this article. And it's so interesting that it's basically, it was meant to, what's the word? Distract from the real condition. Because every time you look up even videos about any Trump and his leg issues, I've never actually seen this before. Like, oh, it's just that he has arthritis. No, my dad is gonna say a biological dad because he has had arthritis for decades. Pretty the rheumatoid arthritis, and it wasn't like that. He's much older now, uh, but like I don't think no, because every time you read about it, about Trump and his walking, it has a lot to do with like much more of a neurological issues related to Parkinson's, for example, or dementia. The fact that they never even once mentioned anything related to the brain is very telling. Okay, so they want to make people think that his movement, the problem with his movements have to do with arthritis. I don't think so. Because, and I'm not saying that people can have arthritis that is like on one particular joint, right? But to have a level of arthritis that is debilitating, it would show on the hands. People who have a serious arthritis have very swollen um, knuckles, right? And considering his diet and everything, if he really had hardcore arthritis, you would see it. He would not, his hand would have been like this, like like this. It would have been much more serious. So no, I don't buy it. And I think they're wanting to explain to the public why. And it has everything to do with the brain and the heart, not arthritis. Okay, that's what I get. Now, the question is, so did I tell you? I feel like I got out something about the heart. Also, his heart, his heart is, I feel like I was telling somebody, was I telling you guys before, yesterday or something, that his heart is failing? He has there's a name for it. It's a heart failure. Like it's showing signs of serious heart failure. And his brain is deteriorating very quickly. And that's what's going on. Now, a lot of you guys that are nurses and doctors or have experience with this said that there's no way he's going to get a surgery like that, considering his other obvious conditions that such a surgery would necessitate that he is put under serious anesthesia. And also, I know about how long it takes. It takes a long time to recover from a hip replacement. So it's not, I don't believe that. That is even less. Like that makes me believe it even less. Okay. Like I don't think they would, that doesn't make any sense, honestly. And I think a person like him has a lot bigger problems than just hip. I don't think so. Okay. All right. Now let's go back here to the next question. The question is here, why, and that would be another way to answer, to have more information to answer. So why are they putting out this? They want to distract from his brain. That's right, from the reality of it. So they want to put a contrasting story. Okay. So now what is happening? I see that he's in pain. He got injections, but he just can't. The breathing, it's getting harder for him to breathe. He has the oxygen mask. Sometimes, it's his to breathe through it, breathe through an oxygen thing. You know how they have it when you go climb the Everest or something like that. Um, so because his heart is failing. That's right. His lungs are failing. His heart is failing. Okay. So all right. So next question. Next question is okay, let me pause you just a second. So anyway, I told you guys about how it felt amazing, but I want to tell you something else. As I started making the video, I don't remember this ever happening just now. I saw one of those an orb. And I was like looked in my hand. I was like, was a reflection. It was like right behind it here because I only ever see it when it's recorded, but it was very remarkable to me that I noticed it. And it's in there like, yes, Orzi, we want you to know that we're here with you and that things are going to be okay. Yes, yes. And that he is collapsing and the government is collapsing as well because there's no real support for what they want to do. And they're incompetent as well. Okay. Okay. Now, I wanted to show, so now I also want to tell you about the cards I got. So I pulled cards to understand what is going on. Let me send it to myself. So what is going on? And I got some really interesting, amazing cards. Okay, so come on, what? Oh, I didn't take a picture. Are you kidding me? I thought I had. Oh no, here it is. Okay. So, okay. Okay, so then I'm gonna send it to myself. Airdrop. Okay. So this was a question about what's going on with Trump's reaction to the protest. What's going on with him? What's going on with him now? So you see on top of him is the card of the ring. The ring is a deal. The man, so because the ring comes before him, the man comes with a deal to the woman. There's a woman involved here. I think it could be Ghislaine actually, because when you look at all the cards, the center card is the cross. The cross is something he's guilty. He's done something very shady. And what is next to that is the book. The book is about secrets, right? On top of him is the coffin. So a secret ending through the secret. And the card 30, lilies, could be, it has two meanings usually, older man or sexual. So there's an ending an ending comes to him because of his sexual secrets, or even just the secrets of the older man. Okay. And the women, like now the woman could also mean women in general, right? Um, this his issues with women, and so it seems that that's what he's really preoccupied about. Okay, so that's really really interesting. There's more. Hold on. Okay. Oh, okay. Let's see. Okay, so I actually did these lines separate, but I just put them one on top of the other. The top line is about Trump's reaction to to the protests, and then us. Essentially, this after this protest, what's going on with Trump, and then what's going on with, like, what's the result for us, right? Us meaning the population who want the whole thing to be exposed. So on top you have him, right? So it's the King of Swords, it's objective facts, looking at things coldly, but also be justice. The judgment is not the justice thing, it's a more about reckoning, comeuppance, uh, right? Something like that. Then I have Three of Pentacles upside down, shady works together. A very interesting card here is the Eight of Cups upside down. So he may have, because of his shady dealings, he may have to leave. Eight of Cups is Eight of Cups upright is leaving something behind, but when it's upside down, it could mean being forced to leave something or having to leave something behind. Now the Chariot, it's interesting because it's a card of victory, but I interpret the Chariot in this sense as being about the force of people coming together, is the Chariot. We win, right? And then below it's opposition. So seven of swords upside down. Seven of swords is crimes, it's treachery. Upside down is truth revealed about those things. Okay. Then I have the Death card and ending because of the truth revealed. The Hierophant, that's the priest. It's also, oh, it's I got immediately, it's interesting. Upside down, it's the fake Christians, right? The people behind the scenes are also the fake. Oh my God. Sorry, my phone fell. The fake Christians. And then the next card, the Knight of Cups, we get what we want. It's the wish card. And then the last one is the woman justice, right? So the truth comes out. So that's really interesting because it really is a good picture of our situation here. Okay. All right. And then I have more. I have more information. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. So I have this. I also use some oracle cards for fun. And this one, I don't usually use these, to be honest. Sometimes I'm like, why do you even buy them? Because it's very abstract. Kind of usually I like cards to be like factual, kind of, because I don't want to get confused or too open-ended. So and my question was, why did I pick up the feeling that we won and that it's over? What was that feeling? Because it felt so real, right? And after that or doing that. So card says joy. Okay. Interesting, right? Joy. And this particular it's called the language of the secret language of light. So it's interesting because it comes with a really interesting, it's a little book. Usually those cards it doesn't really add much to the books, but this one, it says, if a thought does not give you joy, then search for one that does. Thank that thought for showing you where you don't feel joyful, and then search for a pleasing thought. You can empower yourself by choosing joyful thoughts. You will disempower yourself by choosing sad thoughts. What will you choose today? So, but it's not about, it's just a confirmation that this brings joy for us. And also it just felt real. Like it didn't feel like I have to make an effort to feel like it's joyful. It just was, because it's this truth of the truth about what happened and the truth about us coming out. Then there's more cards. So I pulled this other set of cards. First card was enlightened. The knowledge you seek is seeking you. There are no distorted versions of reality. So it's true, right? It's connected to joy in a way. Then the other one is cosmic net of reflection. We are a reflection of one another. When we illuminate, we bounce light from our soul to another. So this one, cosmic net of reflection. The next one is the last one, the eternal stone. What you grieve is not lost. Everything has and will be returned to you in another form. So, but I feel like in a way, when I think of if we have been grieving about what's going on, it's just like the America that we had, in a way, the better part of it, right? But what I really feel like, what I felt today too, is just the unity is here. It was always there. It's never been lost, and that's what it feels like here. Does it make sense? So it's really nice. It really is very nice to feel that that it's over. It's just a matter of time, okay? Because we're not going back. We're not going to some like pseudo Stalin thing. It's not for us here. And I talked to someone before, like a month ago or so, about this. why the situation is not the Stalin-like situation. It's first that the US is not a country that's going to do well under dictatorship, number one. And then we come from success, right? Having I mean, there's a lot of inequality, but relative wealth being a real thing. And that in the cases where dictators succeeded, it was because there was a lot of chaos. And the dictator was sort of like a unifying figure that brought people together in a way or another, which is the opposite of Trump. Trump exists to create chaos and destruction, right? So it's not going to last. Okay. That's the truth. All right. Okay. So that's that. And I was going to say something else. That's it. That's it, guys. You know about this. It really feels like, again, I don't know exactly the details of what next, but it really feels like today was a big step in the right direction. All right. Okay, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, bye bye.